Hello and welcome to episode 203 of This Week at GearReport for what is today? The 4th of April. It's 4/4/24 all day long. And, we're running out of day, so we better make the most of the time that we have here and talk about some important things here on This Week at GearReport. So, hi, I'm Jeff. I'll be directing traffic this evening, and you'll see down below we have the absence of TJ again. So yeah, I really shouldn't call him out. I'm sure he's got something going on that has prevented him from being here with us. But no fret, no worry, nothing to worry about here at all because we have suppressorman.com. I feel like I should
Indeed.
do the old what was the commercial that used to be .com? What was that?
Expedia, maybe?
That sounds about right. I knew it was something like that.
Expedia.com.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you put your Vortex hat on.
Oh yeah, I like this hat.
Yeah, I'm gonna join you, and if I can do it over my glasses, I'm gonna do the brand new Vortex
Nice.
sunglasses.
There
We'll
we
just
go.
Vortex it up this evening. This program
Is
sponsored
not
by.
sponsored by.
Oh, you thought I was gonna say Vortex? No, no, no. Sponsored by our good friends at Sylvan Arms. Go check them out. If you like the name Sylvan, you like arms, or you have arms. Any of those things are acceptable reasons to go check out Sylvan Arms. Not sponsored by Vortex, although Vortex did give me these fancy pair of glasses. These are they're polarized. Neat. And they're called the Jackal. And I got an email today that said Vortex Optics eyewear, something like that, has been released. It's out in the wild in the public. So I am not the only person that you will ever see wearing Vortex Optics sunglasses now. Other people have access to them. So there you go. Yeah, was
Nice.
that today? Yeah. No, it was last night. No, it was this morning. 10:39 a.m. this morning. Vortex eyewear is here. Protects against impact. Designed to make one. Here we go.
Nice.
So, looks like they've only got 2 options, and I don't know what TJ got. I know that I got the or not TJ, Jose Juan. I don't know what Jose Juan got. Maybe I'm gonna have to check with him, see if he got the Banshee. They are listed. You know what? I should probably I'm sitting here looking at something on my screen. I should bring it up on the screen so y'all can see it as well. Oh, Gizzard Gary's out there with the 3 yos. And Chris from the 740 says, "Good evening, guys." All right. Well, good evening to you, to Gizzard Gary, and anyone else out there watching. Let's see. I need to share screen. We'll do that one and then put it on the screen. And they have the. And I really did not mean to turn this into a Vortex Optics eyewear commercial, but I got curious. I saw the email come in. I didn't read it yet. So the Banshee and the Jackal are the 2 options. And it looks like the Jackal are the ones that wrap around a little better, which is what I really like. So $180 MSRP, 130 for the minimum advertised price. That's what you're looking at. I got to go see if they're available on Amazon now. So maybe I can be the first person to get a video up on the new Vortex eyewear. That would be pretty snazzy. I'd actually be pretty happy about that. All right. Oh, Kevin Kinzer has taken over and is currently editing. Okay. So
I'm gonna fix the
no,
stars.
normally I tell people never, ever, ever take control of an article that I am editing. But Kevin and I were talking as the program was getting started, and he said, "Fine, I'll go fix it." So that
I'll
was
fix the
not
stars.
a misstep as it would be if anyone, literally anyone else did it in almost any other circumstance, and I'd be like, "What the hell?"
That's what
But
you say.
not this time. That it was okay this time. Oh, and there's
Is that
2 what
TJ?
the hells. what the hell's in a row?
What in
Because
the
we've
hell?
got TJ with the
And-
Salty Balls shirt on again. I like to rock that again.
Dude, we just
And
just
then
got done.
Ghost
The Ghostess
Tactical
with the
here.
leastest.
Hello.
That sounded a little harsh.
I noticed that. I'll let that slide this time.
So I was thinking of you this morning, Ghost, because
I have that effect on people.
yeah, I was
I was
scrolling
thinking of it
social
too.
media because that's what I do in the morning. It's my research time to see, like, oh, did anything happen that I should know about that I need to react to on social media today? You know, that's what us influencers do. And
Yes, exactly.
I did not get that memo, I guess.
yeah. Well, so I saw a picture, and it was 3 kids, and 2 of them are holding fish out in their hands in front of them. And one says Army under it, and the other says Navy under it, and the third is a little kid with the fish in his mouth, like just the tail sticking out, and under that, guess what it said?
That's
Right.
fair.
It
That's
said
fair.
Marine.
Space Force.
And I was like, I should send that to
No,
Ghost.
Space Force would be sushi. It wouldn't be like a raw, like a real.
Right.
They would have already prepared
Chopstick,
it for them.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't send it because I thought, man, that looks like a lot of work to copy that and go open a message and paste and hit send.
Jeff is
Ironically,
lazy sometimes.
30 years ago today, I stepped on the yellow footprints. 30 years ago today.
Wow.
Damn.
Are you traumatized?
A little bit, yeah. My life, obviously changed. I'm not going to say for the better, but it definitely changed that day.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Change is good
It'll do
sometimes.
that to you. Definitely.
It
Kevin is still visibly shaken from his experience on the yellow footprints.
I mean, it has an effect on people. Like I said, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes I saw a kid that decided that when we got off the bus, and it's like midnight, got off the bus, got on yellow footprints. He decided at that point he made a terrible mistake. Unfortunately for him, it was a little too late.
Yeah. That's a rough time to figure that out.
Yeah, he was begging, can I just like go home? The guy's like, nah, not so much, no.
Sure.
Sure you can. Step right over here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
nowadays,
still I'm still in a spot where I'm painting those footprints for people.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh boy.
It's exciting, let me tell you.
I'm sure it is.
All right.
What's up, Chris?
People out there saying
I
hi
see
to
you.
everyone. That's awful nice.
What up,
And
Chris?
let me
He's
see
just
here.
saying, he's being nice to
Yeah,
Ghost.
that's okay.
Somebody has to.
See, this arrangement works out because
Checks in the
Ghost
mail.
doesn't have his camera on.
Right.
So
you can cover him up.
We
It's
can
fine.
cover him up. Oh,
Right.
so now he puts the camera
Oh,
on.
Jesus.
Camera
cover
off.
Cover him up
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
Cover that up.
Cover him.
So we can cover him with the message. We'll leave him at the
Right.
bottom. I
Yeah,
don't
nobody
have to
wants to
hide
see
behind
that
the
stuff.
message. All right. So welcome everybody. Where to start? You know what?
I don't know. Where are we starting?
Well,
What's going on?
tell us what's new with the Battlewagon.
Yeah,
We have new stuff. Jeff has new toys. Let's hear
to
it.
do
Let's hear
that.
it.
And I made an executive decision this week. And let me see if I can make these big enough that you can read them. And by the way, it is a former U.S. Marine Corps vehicle. So, and I
Nice.
found a set of 3 chevrons in it. So, someone probably got in trouble for losing their little rank insignia off their uniform. But
They wouldn't get in trouble. They would just they find other ways to take care of it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, I found a bunch of other used stuff in there that I won't mention.
They would just steal them from somebody else, and then that guy
I
would get in
mean,
trouble.
that's I wasn't gonna say it, but that's that you know, I cannot confirm nor deny that I may or may not have done that before.
Right.
We got to break this down to the civilian level here, man.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
would steal those rank. Once they realized they were missing their rank, they would steal it from someone else, and then that person would steal it from someone else. You know, there would
And
be
then
a
next thing you know, a sergeant's a Lance Corporal because he was stealing whatever he could find at that point.
Right.
Okay, so that was last week's This Week at Gear Report episode, and everything that I have published video-wise since
So
then
much. Look at you. You've been on the ball. Jeff is an
it's been
overachiever
Humvee
sometimes.
stuff.
Dude, I
And
know.
I didn't publish anything today. I was actually going to publish. We have 3 articles that are pending in the queue, and I thought I was going to get to them, but then I got distracted by some family stuff because
They're not Humvee
it's
stuff, so
effectively
F them.
it's the end of spring break for Mrs. Gear Report, and
Oh,
so
a
I
little QT with Mrs. Gear Report.
well, oh, that's the wrong one. I was hanging with one of the kids and Mrs. Gear Report. Oh, that's what I wanted. Right up until about 5 minutes before the show started. So I didn't get
That's a good run.
So we'll go through real quick here, and I'll show you something I don't understand as well as some other things. So we've got 5 days ago, 7 days ago. We got a lot of videos up here. And you know what? I'm going to share this in the comments. If anyone wants to subscribe to our the Humvee Gear Report channel on Rumble, that'd be very much appreciated. So I'm going to drop that down
You
there.
should.
Gear Report
I'm
Firearms
subscribed.
dropped it.
Everybody else should.
Humvee Gear Report dropped it. The OG Gear Report dropped it. It's like it's being dropped everywhere.
Everywhere.
Because once again, we are on multiple channels.
The latest
and I went ahead.
Greatest.
I knew it was going to be so heavy on the Humvee side that I went ahead and did live on the Humvee Gear Report channel, which is also on it's also on the YouTubes as well. But so what we have published since last week, very first update that I did, you can see right here, I installed a swing arm mount so I can mount a machine gun for the front passenger. Because that seemed important to me. I'll get the engine running pretty soon, but in the meantime,
I don't care if it runs.
I need the person in the front passenger seat to have access to mount their machine gun.
I agree.
Well, that's just good home defense planning. I'm just saying.
Right.
Well, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, we got all kinds of stuff coming up. We got the Eclipse coming up.
We
All
do.
kinds of-
I saw a commercial for
all
that.
kinds of shenanigans
Already,
going to happen.
bro. It's insane here.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
insane here.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a good view of it over the Ghost.
Oh yeah. AR Kansas should be good.
Yeah, we're a town of about 10, 12,000 people, and they're saying there's going to be 100,000 people visiting this weekend.
And you will have no cell phone service or anything.
I went to the grocery store earlier today, and I was like, I am not going to try to fight this.
Yeah, that makes
I already
sense.
stocked up on booze. I'm good. I don't need anything else.
Liquid diet, baby.
Listen, priorities.
Yeah,
So since
we're
Ghost
gonna have a lot of
Ghost
people coming
surprised
here this week.
Mhm.
Well, a lot of people in Augusta, Georgia.
You will.
That's a different reason next week.
Mhm.
yeah, you get them sporadically, don't you?
Well, next week's the Masters, so yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So so since Ghost is here, another video that was published talks about pink sand, and you can see some where I slid the seat forward, and there's a little horizontal spot there that is covered in that pink sand. That pink sand was everywhere. As I took things apart in the truck, like I'm sure there are some things I haven't taken apart yet. The way I take them apart, they got pink sand in them. So the question is, where are Marines driving these trucks? Because my last 3 trucks have been Marine Corps trucks. And I'm pretty sure all of them had that same pink sand in them. And I've never seen sand that shade of pink. Like it's legit Pepto-Bismol pink.
So this is, I don't know if this is legitimate or not.
Ghost vanishes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
We still got you.
I don't
Hurry
know
up.
if this is legitimate or not, but so like Humvees have, and Jeff, most people know this, they have a special kind of paint on there that like the person who paints it can only paint X amount of Humvees in their career and they can't do anymore because it's the paint, right? Apparently it is part of the paint in Humvees and all actual military vehicles that over time will turn pink. I don't know. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's legitimate or not.
So
but
it's the first stage of rainbow paint, pretty much.
I honestly
Rainbow pink.
I don't know 100%, but I've heard that is something to do with the type of paint and everything that they use for that.
Uh-huh.
Once again, I could be talking completely out of my ass, but I've actually heard stories that's part of this paint that actually causes that. Because if you find like most Humvees for some reason, and even like 5 tons and stuff, they're gonna have, like, if you look hard enough, they're gonna have like some of that pink paint. I don't know why.
Interesting. So that makes sense for any truck belonging to the Department of the Navy. Any other service, I don't know that it makes sense, but that's neither here nor there. You can watch. Hey, speaking of Navy related stuff, we have the perfect position to cradle my booty in the Humvee. That's another video. Because
I don't
I
think we
have
need to see that one.
decided I'm just going hardcore clickbait on titles from here out.
Well, also, hey, is that original paint color green, or was it a sand color at one point? Also,
It's green.
the whole time it's original.
This
Always been
appears
green.
it appears to have never had desert tan on it. It's a
Okay,
wood
because that
tone.
might also be an issue. Also, is if it was one time painted sand for some reason.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I've had people say 29 Palms has it. I've heard in the Albany, Georgia, um, Albany. I can't remember which way they pronounce it, but in that
Albany, yeah.
area that they have some pink sand, and that's where the truck came from. I assume. I need to ask
So if it
Patrick.
came from 29 over, if it was ever in 29 Palms, they do have. I mean, 29. The stumps are just weird to begin with, and just in general. But yeah, they do have some of that red rock. It's
Yeah,
not clay, but it's that red sandstone
that makes
stuff. You know.
yeah. Yeah, so that video did okay. If we look at it on, let's see, I'm gonna go back to
There's definitely some of that in Albany with
yeah.
Columbus, Georgia, South Georgia,
Okay.
right?
I think the
Fort
truck
Benning.
was flooded at one point, so it probably had some sand washed up in it.
How's the oil?
Mhm.
It looked fine. Actually, I haven't changed it, but on the dipstick it looked okay. But now that you mention it, I am going to maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
You remember
Drain
the
it.
clear oil you had the one time?
Oh my goodness. I could never forget that. But this engine turns over. It spins nice, so at least that's a win. Here's something that aggravates me to no end, and I'm sure Kevin and Ghost, you can relate to this, and TJ aspires to relate to this one day.
I do.
And that is, have you ever put up like the jankiest low effort? Oh, Gun Snob's here. He will absolutely relate to this. You put up the most low effort, jankiest video you've ever done, and then it blows up. And then you put up something that you actually,
That's how Snob survives.
right? Well, I wasn't going to say that, but then you put up videos, you actually put time and effort, you thought, and maybe make some investment,
Crap.
not just time and effort, but like you buy stuff, right? And then no one wants to watch it. But then you do something absolutely ridiculous, and it actually gets traction. So on Rumble, nothing gets traction. Yeah, Clover says all the time.
I
Yep.
was just talking about that a couple days ago with someone, and it's 100% real. I mean,
Oh, it's so aggravating. So if you look on the GearReport Humvee
Why do we
channel,
have
and this is a
editing
pretty new
software? We'll just
channel,
throw it up there.
right?
Be good to go.
It's a pretty new channel. I would like to celebrate. We have 223
Oh,
number of
nice.
subscribers right now. We'll revisit when we get to 556, but for now we're 223. We aspire to be 338, maybe something more. Who knows?
I
But
think you should aspire to be a 50 BMG.
well, right,
Mhm.
but that's where we are. It's a small channel, right? Um, it's new. We spun it off of the main. Most our Humvee content's on the main Gear Report channel. We recently spun off this just to have Humvee content. So you look at the number of views that you see here. The latest one just rolling under the truck on a creeper. 13 views. All right. Why don't all Humvees come with one of these as 21 views? Oh, that one, testing the lights, 105 views. So let's keep scrolling here. We see a 2700. That's not too bad. We see a 3859. That's not too bad. All right. But then on the short side, you expect some higher numbers. Well, no. I laid a bunch of turds here in the last day, yesterday.
No.
6, 12, 6, 3, 10. Oh, there's 1,000. But check this out. 14,158. It's me holding the impact wrench with the bolt sticking out and talking about it for like 12 seconds about how the oh, here it is. A rare easy win in the restoration of a former USMC Humvee. All I'm saying is the bolt came out okay. Like it wasn't rusted in place. It didn't ring itself off. It's the stupidest video I've ever made. You talk about low value,
Listen, I
low
don't
effort.
know. I've
And it
seen
got
some videos.
14,000 views.
Don't sell
I
yourself
thought
short,
to
Jeff.
myself,
You've
I
had
thought
some
to
bad,
myself,
bad videos.
I thought to myself, oh, I've done lots of bad videos.
I know.
But I thought to myself, wouldn't it be ridiculous if I filmed this and people actually looked at it? And then that happens, and I'm like, seriously? Like at
I mean,
that point, we had like 58 subscribers.
I watched it 10,000 times.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Your check
I
is in
watched
the
it
mail.
3,000. I watched it
Yeah.
3,700
Ghost
times.
watching 1,000. Oh,
And
there you
and
go.
that pink sand, almost 11,000 people watch pink sand.
I
So,
heard pink.
oh,
Very
hold on.
excited.
Oh, I didn't hashtag that one. I thought maybe I'd uncovered what did it, but nope. Anyhow, so
That's
but
funny.
you can see no matter where you look, whether it's in
Yep.
YouTube or over
The
on
Rumble.
the Rumble channel, I've been posting lots of videos. I didn't actually post anything today. I have been somewhat defeated by my pack ratedness and all of the stuff I have out in the garage.
Oh, I
Like
bet.
I'm trying
I
to
bet.
organize the garage so I can get to parts and tools and stuff. And I'll be honest, I've been overwhelmed because I am out of control as a pack rat.
Probably. You're like, I don't know where to start.
Yeah. I think the place to start is a call to the producers of the show Hoarders because they need me. Yeah. But let's see. I'll open. This was when I started to get parts out of boxes and put them
Dear
in little
Lord.
piles of like there's different lights, turn signals and lights over here, and other hardware and gaskets over here. And this is all high these are brake lines, and this is all cooling system stuff. And I've got things I'm starting to make piles of different types of stuff there, and then I started digging into additional boxes. The next thing you know, I'm like,
See?
I'm
It's done.
So what you're saying is that when, and I'm not saying if, I'm saying when Mrs. GearReport decides to leave you, this picture right here will be submitted as evidence A.
Right. That's pretty much it.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. And well, and the thing
She's
is,
like, and this is our kitchen.
her, yeah, her, wouldn't that be funny? This is the bedroom. Yeah. So, this is where Mrs. GearReport's car is usually parked. And she's pretty sensitive about parking hers in the garage because we've had catalytic converters get stolen from cars in our area, and she drives a car that is a prime target of those thieves.
We're,
So
we're talking about different junk there than your wife there, Snobby Snob.
by tomorrow, I need to. I'm trying to catch up with what you were saying. By the time, by this time tomorrow, I'm hoping to have everything cleared out, be able to at least get her. She's got like a little micro car, so at least we can get that back in. But it is getting out of control. And if you watch on the video channels, I am going to I'm going to post a video soon walking around talking about all the different, like, that's a stack of 3 spare starters.
I mean, who doesn't need 3 spares?
Right. Right.
Apparently, Jeff needs 3.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've got another one somewhere too. I just
The
can't
Humvee
find
stuff, though. I mean, I'm not big on it, but apparently the Humvee stuff is hard to get, and when you find them, you buy them all. That's the way
pretty
it
much
works.
it.
And then
And
if somebody needs a starter, you're like, I have one, and they're like, how much? You're like, $1,000.
it's made of platinum.
Yeah, and they'll be like, okay. And you'll be like, okay, there you go.
We refer to it as the Humvee tax. And
It's a possession tax. You're like, I have one, you have none.
Yeah.
What are you willing to pay?
So and that's where I got kind of fortunate in that my truck needs a new fuel injection pump, and I actually got one in the deal, right? So like you see when the truck came home in this picture, it has literally pallets of stuff sitting in the back. Like, these were all spare parts and extra parts and parts that I'll need to finish building
It's
it
like a
out.
good deal right there.
The guy, he had everything he needed to finish it, and he's like, "I just want it all gone." So that's, and this is not the first person that I've bought out like that. So I have so many parts that I'll never use, and on my second truck, I probably made almost as much on parts on that truck as I did on selling the truck itself, because I had found so many parts. I've uncovered some places to get parts, and that's been really good to me from a profit margin standpoint. So if anyone is following along on the saga of the Battlewagon 4, I'm going to share. Here's a link you can go to. And all my friends shared the link too. So there we go. Get the OG channel shared it. Firearms shared it. Humvee Gear
Look at
Report
that.
shared
Everybody.
it. Man, such a cohesive group here.
Everybody.
Really appreciate that. Does anyone know what 45,120 meant from Clover Tech?
He's throwing random like FUD
It's
calibers
Clover.
out there.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a good one.
Yep.
Probably take down a squirrel or two with that.
Yeah, I know. Go
Yeah,
for it.
Gary's right. 2 is 1 and 1 is none, and 3's too many. No, it isn't. 3's
No.
like,
Not in the Humvee world. 3
Yeah,
is
yeah.
I don't have to work anymore.
this is so Clover got to my dilemma right now. Is I have too much stuff, and all the time I don't even look anymore sometimes. It's like, I know I'm not going to find it. I know where it was
I have one.
10 years ago, but I haven't seen it since then. I'm not even going to look for it. So I started just trying to make room for stuff a couple weeks ago, and before the truck showed up, I got it to a point where I felt pretty good. And then I realized I still can't find almost anything. So I'm having to tear everything out, sort through it all, and put it places. But I can't get it all at once, so I've got to do it in stages. And it's defeating me. It's a little demoralizing. But things that I got done. I got the swing arm mount, posted some videos about sand. There's my absolutely ridiculous video that's actually getting some traffic about, look, I took this bolt out and it didn't break.
Listen, that's a good day. Throw it out there.
It is. It is. As soon as you go to town and buy the thing, you'll find it. That is the truth. I have that happen more often than I'd like to admit. And I see a couple videos showing up in here. I don't know what happened. Something within WordPress. I had every one of those videos when I posted it online, I would take a link and drop it in this article. Like you see one here. Sometimes they show up. Sometimes they show up as videos. Sometimes, like, I had a bunch of them in here where after the bullet point, I'd embed the video. They're just gone. I don't know what happened. And I was like, well,
Crazy.
screw that. I'll go back
Stupid
and put them in later.
technology. AI's stifling you.
Yeah, that could be it. So I did put batteries in it. and the spare batteries I had, one of them turns out failed on me. So I ended
Oh.
up using what they call a slave cable, where you run one truck and you plug the cable into it, and it's like a military jumper cable.
Mm-hmm.
And
For
so
24
the
volt.
good thing about having two Humvees is I can have one running and then use it to crank the other one. And I was able to crank it. I just couldn't get it to start all the way. I got the rear bumper put on and started sorting through all of the different parts. And that was yesterday, 2 days ago's update. And yesterday I was just buried in parts all day. This morning I went out, I was buried in parts for a while. And I
I
gave up.
don't
I had to
see
go.
you buried in parts. Where are
Oh,
you in the picture?
yeah, well, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So
You were in the
hopefully
picture, so that's what you're saying. You're like, I was in there somewhere.
hopefully
Like
by the
friend
time the
checks.
weekend's over, I will have gotten all the parts sorted, and then I'll be able to prioritize, the other things I need to do to the truck, because it absolutely needs a new fuel injection pump, and I have one brand new that came with the truck, and, I was gonna put it in. I've done that job once and said I never wanna do that again because it made me a nervous wreck. If you do anything wrong, you can blow the engine up, and I don't do that type of work very often, so I was a little nervous, and I said, "I don't wanna do that again." So my buddy James, the Humvee Whisperer, is gonna do that job probably next week, and, uh, and that'll be good. So he'll do that, and then when he's done with that, it should run, and then I'll be able to do all the other fun stuff, like unbolting stuff and bolting new stuff on. That'll be good. But wife is calling from Okinawa. Uh, so that's why Ghost was here. He was unsupervised.
Oh,
Mama-san went back to Japan, or Okinawa. So that's why he had time to call us. Okay,
yep.
it's all making sense now.
Thanks. Hey, we know your priorities are.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. So
Thanks.
anyhow, that's where we are with the Humvee. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with it configuration wise. I'm narrowing it down. We've got a show at
Put a ton of guns on it.
we got a show in 3 weeks, I think. The Denton Military Vehicle Show
Ooh, nice.
in Denton, North Carolina.
Which one are you bringing?
Actually, what I think I'm gonna try to do is figure out how to get both of them there. If both
Ooh,
of them are running and driving, which, the brakes work, and once the engine's running, hopefully, man, I'm gonna jinx it talking about it.
yeah, man, don't talk.
I'm hoping that I can have both of them ready to go, and then maybe get Jose to go with me or someone, uh, and take both of them. We can do a little convoy down there.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's what has had me way too busy here, head down, not paying attention to other stuff. The gun snob is glad I got the brackets straightened out. That is this picture here. Um, the oop, where'd it go? Tried to make it bigger and it scrolled it right off the screen.
Dude, that's huge as hell. What did you do?
Here we go. That one.
Hammer. Did you use a hammer?
It was bent, and I actually I set the torch up under it, blowing.
Oh,
It's actually got flame blowing out of it right
how
there, and
much
I
that
just let it
one?
sit there for a couple minutes and heat that metal up, and I smacked it with a sledgehammer. I held
Nice.
it down with the other hammer so it wouldn't jump around too much, and smacked it. I only had to smack it, like, I think I hit it 4 times, and you can see on the 4th one, I caved it in a little.
Yeah, good
I
job.
should have hit it 3 times, but I had some pent up aggression. I
Usually
had
takes me like 4 times.
Yeah. So, anyhow, yeah, because I was able to get that sorted out, I did not have to go use the gun snob's 50-ton.
Oh, the lights are in pretty good shape, aren't they? Looks like it.
Uh, they're all gonna get changed out. Every one of
Of
those
course.
they're gonna be
Why
swapped
not?
out for LEDs.
Oh, okay. What was I thinking?
Yeah, and I think all but one of them works.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
They look good. I mean, they look in good shape.
yeah, the passenger side turn signal, I think, is the only one that doesn't work. Everything else works, so that's good. Which you would see if you watch Testing the Lights on a Military Humvee, the video. You see all kind of cool
I
stuff in
have.
these videos. I have, whatever. But it's okay. We got lots of neat videos up there. If it's interesting to you, please watch them. If it's not, I'm not going to ask you to go watch them. I do want to show you a um, a quick preview of something that's coming. Now that it's back to 4.5 out of
Ooh,
5
look at that.
gears. Kevin tried to sneak a 4.75
No,
through, which does not
no.
exist on the GearReport gear scale.
4.75. That doesn't. Who does that?
Yeah. So anyhow,
Is that
I'm
metric?
going to scroll
Kevin.
real quick, and you'll see there are videos in there, all sorts of pictures. That's all you get to see right
What's
now
the
because it
cons?
has not actually been published yet.
Look at it.
Let's see. Gun Snob says, "Aren't those just a 6.5 Detroit?" So yeah, it is for the Humvee. Started with the 6.2 for the early ones, and then a 6.5, and then a 6.5 turbo. So that's the progression for Humvees. Clover says you should turn that one into a lowrider.
Yes.
Get some chicks in bikinis, make videos, and rake in the cash. I actually know someone who has done something similar to that, and he's actually done pretty well. He sells his Humvees for over 120 grand each after he decks them out and has basically strippers in little tiny
I've still
bikinis
got my
climb all over.
American flag Speedo, so I'm just saying. I
And
hope
he's
that
in Florida, so
even better.
yeah, yeah. Defense Dad is here.
Whoa, what's
Welcome
up?
to the program. All
What's
right.
going on, sir?
Other things that you may notice here that are coming from Obsidian Arms. AJ has got a 3-gun Thunderbrake compensator. Pending, that's in draft. He's working on. Pending,
Ooh.
he has a Rayton Conqueror 6 to 24 by 50 rifle scope. That'll be interesting. A Viridian RFX 45 closed emitter green dot reflex sight also pending. Oh my goodness. And a Go Dark Faraday bag for cell phone. How did we get so many pending? See what happens. I take 1 day, 1.5
Somebody
days where
Somebody is slacking a little bit up there at GearReport headquarters.
all of these have been within the last day and a half since I've been working in the garage. Roscoe Manufacturing, except for Kevin's. I think Kevin's was available earlier.
I've got nothing up there because I know Jeff's working on a Humvee.
Roscoe Manufacturing, K9, 12.5 inch Sage Dynamics barrel and sauce pack from Caleb. So those are the things that we have in the immediate queue that will be published as soon as I escape from the garage long enough to do that.
It's not going to happen.
The gun snob says, turn that pump up and hammer down. The 6.5 turbos run good when you turn the pump up. Just don't throw a rod through the pan. Yeah, I might. So here another fun fact: the current Humvee came with a spare engine. It has a normally aspirated engine, a non-turbo engine in it right now. It's a regular 6.5, but the spare engine. Sorry, here I see him trying to peek up over. But it came with a turbo engine that I can swap into it if I want to. Um, I don't think I want to. It's a lot of work. If I want another turbo truck, I'll sell this one and buy a turbo truck. I don't want to go through the hassle of doing the upgrade. That's
I like it.
Well,
want
it's just
something.
like your 3 starters. If you ever blow up the engine, you'll have a second one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, potentially. What I'm hoping is that I can find someone to give me money for that spare one, so I can cash out on that. And the more parts I sell, the what I paid for this whole batch of stuff is more than the truck itself is worth. I got a whole bunch of extra parts. Like, I came out way ahead on paper, but until I liquidate some of this stockpile with stuff, then I'm just in the hole with a pile of extra parts. So, yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Did you end up getting that communication shelter that goes in the back?
I own it, but I have not gone to pick it up. And actually, the guy installing the injection pump for me is purchasing it, and his labor to install that injection pump is going to come off of the price of that shelter. Which
Working
is
the deals. Working the deals. That's what I'm talking about.
well, yeah,
The bartering system.
that's the way
Let's
to
bring
do
it
it.
back. We're bringing bartering back.
It's nice.
Well, he says you'll be able to walk faster than a non-turbo 6.5. So, um, I mean, I've had a 6.2, and it actually would go a little bit. The 6.5 was all right.
See, he says that,
Wasn't
but I've
too
seen
bad.
stuff walk.
The 6.5 turbo, it is a little sportier, but I think that this build's gonna be really light, so the 6.5 shouldn't be that bad. I mean, get rid of the military wheels and tires and put, aluminum lighter wheels on, less rotating mass, it ought to feel peppier. Put the turbo in, crank that wastegate up to 20 pounds, and ride the rocket until it explodes. 20 pounds in one of those engines, I think it will throw a rod pretty quickly. Yeah.
I'm sure you got extras.
Defense dad, I came over to this side, the other was way too lonely. What does that even mean? I don't know where he was before.
I don't know. Maybe the firearm side or
Yeah,
the
I don't know. I'd
GearReport side
prefer
or the
I'd
Twitch
actually
side.
prefer if anyone is feeling like, "Hey, let's mess with the algorithms a little bit," go to the Humvee Gear Report channel and watch the program there and help bump our
Or
numbers up a little bit. I'm really trying to, get that channel established, and I probably should go pull some of the Humvee videos off the original channel and put them on that Humvee channel, but I'm just gonna keep spamming that channel with new videos until that kinda takes over as our default Humvee channel. Okay, so let me go through the banners here. It is This Week at Gear Report. We've looked at recent, it's more like reviews that'll be published soon. We did look at recent with the updates to the ongoing Humvee discussion. Um, so you know what that means, right? Yeah, that's what it means.
Guitar-mageddon.
I thought we
I'm
were
gonna
done.
make it I'm gonna make it
You have
brief.
Humvee stuff now. You don't have time for guitars.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you something that I think I freaked someone out on
It's a
market.
guitar Humvee.
No, this is a Japanese Fender guitar. It was made in the mid '80s,
Ooh,
and
the
it
good times.
it is a configuration
Kevin left.
that is fairly rare.
Ooh,
And I
you're
I
totally
just
blacked
actually
out, dude. Your lighting is crap right now.
I know. I'm trying to wiggle it so you can see it. It's this metallic kind of buttercream color,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just super rounded and comfortable, and it plays great. And these are really, really hard to come by. I've had this up on Marketplace and on Reverb in the Gear Report Demo Shop store for over a year, and I haven't had any serious interest. It's kind of a special model that it takes the right person to have any interest in it. And I had someone yesterday who was like, "Hey, I already got a couple of those. I want to buy that one. I'm a professional musician. Let me come get it." And I was like, "I've been thinking about taking that ad down because I really like it. I don't know. Let me think about it." So this morning I played it. I played a couple others and said, "You know what? I like these other ones enough that I'm going to be okay." Yep, I said my goodbyes. And you can see it's still here. When I emailed the guy, he emailed me back this afternoon and said, "Yeah, I changed my mind." Like, yeah,
I found
um,
something else.
it is an absolutely um, it's a beautiful guitar. It's beat up. Like the woman I bought it from said she bought it for her son when he was a kid, and he beat the crap out of it and just tossed it under his bed. And you could tell it's fairly beat up, but it plays nice. It sounds great, and I'm actually pleased that he didn't buy it. was like, "Fine, okay, if you wanna give me that much money." I had it priced at my I don't wanna sell it price. Y'all ever sell anything like that? Like, you list it.
Crack.
Hoping that it doesn't sell, and then
Yeah,
someone
maybe
someone
someone leans on you.
gives
Maybe
you that
someone
price
leans on you.
anyway.
Yeah, maybe someone leans on you and says, "It needs it you need to get that out of my house." So it's, "Okay, fine, I'll list it." I'm gonna jack the price up, then no one's gonna buy it. Um, well, this is my I don't wanna sell it price of I see them sometimes going for $700, $800. I listed it for $12.50 and said, "Hey, if anyone wants it that bad, they could have it." And then when someone offered me money, I was like, "Oh, I don't know about that. I don't really wanna part with it." But then when I finally decided I would, they changed their mind. Okay. Firearms side first, defense stab. It was just me. I don't like me enough to keep myself company. That's harsh, but I feel you. Um, yeah, because you can't see all the aggregated comments like we can here. Within StreamYard, we can see the comments from everywhere, but I guess y'all don't see them unless we put them on the screen. Snob says, I've spent a lot of time with the old 6.2 and 6.5 turbos in Chevy trucks, and while the non turbos have plenty of torque pulling trailers, turbos were night and day more powerful. Yeah, yeah, I know. And he had seller's remorse, even though someone paid almost double what it was worth. Yeah, a lot of people have been paying almost double what it's worth for stuff lately. Um, that's just how Bidenomics works, apparently. Okay. I suppose we're in TJ's happy hour.
It's always CJ's happy hour.
I mean, we know reviews will be published soon. I'm going to be putting more Humvee stuff up, but we already saw some things like the pegboard that's going to be
Yep.
published. Anything else you guys want to talk about? So we
I
don't
got the Gerson E Untouchable coming. That was I went and shot that.
That could be pretty quick, I hope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I
It's
saw
pretty much the only firearm I have, so I can go to the range all the time with it.
wasn't it who was it? Sarge that has one in like a camo, is that right?
Yep.
You gotta beat him publishing it. Don't let Sarge make you his bitch and publish his first.
Sarge. He's got nothing else going on nowadays. I have like a life.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm working on it.
You do have your own happy hour, so we do.
I do. I have my own happy hour, and that dude, that thing. I love the way that thing shoots. She's like a 9.
Huh.
Yeah, because it's got some weight to it, and the length of the barrel is it's just like a 9mm. I like it.
Yeah. Nice. Shoots like it's the Lord's caliber. I got it.
It does. Even though it's not, I know. I don't like to mention it with you.
It's 45 AARP.
I know. I knew you were going to say that.
Yep. We got to cycle through repeal the NFA and boo ATF.
Boo ATF, yes, definitely. Always that one.
Wrong. It would be wrong to not do that. I feel I can put it on. I'm going to put this on the screen just because we hadn't put it up there in a long time. I already know the answer, but I'm going to put it up there anyway. Where in the world is Kevin? Well, Kevin's been in the studio for a while, so that's good.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You spend all that money building a studio. You're going to hang out and get your money's worth out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mute himself?
I don't know. Where's Kevin?
Yeah, he's muted.
Whoop, there we go. Yes, I'm home. It's been good. I've got a few projects done, but tomorrow I'm leaving and I'm going to Florida to like the Panhandle side.
Wow.
Boo.
Gonna go visit some dealers and hustle some suppressors and guns and shoot some bullets, and it'll be great.
Yeah, cool. Let's see here.
Boo, Panhandle.
Yeah, okay, good. Kevin sent me a note. I was about to put the banner up for it, and I wasn't sure if he was ready or not. So,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Patch of the week.
Patch of the week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we got a cool patch for you. Check this out. A Whisper Pickle. The Whisper Pickle patch.
I've got one of those. I mean, not the patch. I've got a whisper pickle.
Yeah.
How
So
cool
where
is
did
that?
where did that come from?
This came from Saber Firearms in Texas, one of the
Cool.
FFLs I work with, and it's a PVC patch, and it's awesome.
That is nice. That's really nice. Which reminds me, I need to send Nancy a note and get some patches made. I've committed mentally before SHOT Show. Actually, I it takes a while for me sometimes to get it through my head that I'm going to spend some money, but
Uh-huh.
I decided that
Do it, Jeff. Do it.
I'm going to do it.
Nice.
And since Nancy awarded Kevin first place in the patch collecting competition at SHOT Show, I'm going to reach out to her and say I need patches. Hook me
I
up.
gave him a bunch of patches too, Sharsha.
Yeah. Oh,
She
we
did.
saw. I posted video of his patch stuff, if
Yeah.
I'm not
Did
mistaken.
you?
I rounded out his patch collection with some of them. He didn't get.
Yeah, that was quite the trip.
Yeah. So let's see. We got almost 10 minutes left. We got 9 minutes left. If anyone out there in the audience has anything you want us to talk about for a couple minutes, please bring that up. Otherwise, what do you guys want to talk about? What's going on?
Want a little teaser for what we've got coming up next week?
Oh, that'd be neat. Yeah.
What do we got? What do we got?
Yeah, next week. Next week, I'm not gonna have to. I won't be able to make this the patch of the week, but this patch came from the guys we're gonna see next week. We met them
Yeah.
out at the
That's great.
gathering, right? The
Yep.
National Association for Gun Rights.
Very cool.
So we're going to have a representative from this organization from South Carolina here next week.
Yep.
And my patch of the week for next week, I won't show you yet, but this Hell No Joe, G.I. Joe patch is pretty
Yeah,
neat.
that's good. That's good. So Tommy will be from what is it? Palmetto Gun Rights? Is that
Yep.
a a faction, a segment, a s the local element for NAGR, I guess. So that'll be
Yes.
interesting. Thanks, Kevin, for bringing him along and ask him if he'd like to do that. So we're looking forward to that next week. And Defense Dad approves of that patch. That is it. You can
That's
officially
good. Now you're
get
good.
your Sharpie out and write Defense Dad
As soon
approved
as we
on it
have
because
Defense Dad's approval, we're good.
he has given the awesome seal of approval. That's pretty good. So things you get off Amazon sometimes, I'm in that reviewer program where they make things available. Here's something I never thought I would get on Amazon. Can you tell what is in the little baggie here?
Is it a sling?
It is, but what kind of sling? I'm gonna pull it away from the mic because it's rattly and open it.
A
And
41 point sling.
let's see if I can. Oh, I did it.
Put you on the big screen.
Yeah, that's what I was working on.
What is that? Looks like
It's
suspenders almost.
Yeah, what the hell kind of connector
Yeah,
is that?
it's like really on Amazon. This is an M1 Garand or Garand, however you choose to pronounce it, sling in white, like a parade sling.
Do you have one?
Did I have what?
An M1 Garand?
Oh, what kind of rookie question is that?
Just asking. I mean, I've had them and I've got rid of them all because I'm a tactical guy now, I guess.
Yeah, I think I have two. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I know I have two M1 carbines left.
They're somewhere in the back.
Well, they are. I have
the archives.
the anti-corrosion things that sit in the barrels, and they are at the back of the. They're in the military surplus section of the secure gun room.
He's got
in
above the house. He's got just containers of stuff everywhere.
They're in the World War II era portion of that side of the gun room.
He's got it stashed right behind the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's my plan for a home
After the
station.
sarcophagi that he
I'm
has
just
over there.
opening that bitch. You know, I saw what it did to the Nazis.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Oh, so
Does he have one? Is 6, if any? I'm pretty sure I have 2. But dude, that's like when I got into what were those? The
Oh.
Russian
Your Swiss or the Mosins?
The
Mosin.
M44s.
I had
Yeah.
I had 27 or 28 at one point, and then I
How
looked
many
in
of
the mirror
the
and was
Swiss
like,
ones do you have now?
dude,
the
what are you
Swiss ones?
doing? Because I freaking hate Mosins. Like, I love the historical aspect of all the stamps and tracking the history of, oh wow, this one was made in this spot in Russia and it went to Finland, and there's a stamp from Germany, and like you could trace where this thing had gone and what arsenals it had been through. And that was fascinating to me. But I hated shooting them. Like, I had 1 or 2 that were accurate. The rest were
They're,
just
they're horrible.
absolutely terrible.
Horrible.
And people'd say, oh, but they're super reliable. And guess what? They're not. The
They're not.
firing pins get gummed up and then they don't even fire. It's like, come on. So, yeah.
I feel you.
I
I used to have a
think
bunch
I
of
have,
them.
I think I have 2. I have one that was a project as a bush rifle. It got cut down and put in a modern stock and Cerakoted, and
Didn't you
then
bolt?
yeah, I sold that. I sold the bullpup, and I sold the sniper rifle version, which is the worst Mosin I ever shot. All of this, there we go. All of the, oh, is that an M44 up there?
Look at
It
all
is.
look at all the futtery up there.
It
Yeah.
is.
I'm
But
surprised
look how it
Clover's not
like.
jumping right back on. Like, look at that. That's
Look
awesome.
how it like appeared.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I think I have one in original form, and I have one that has been shortened, and that's all I have left on the Moses. I sold off all the rest of them. So like my collector FFL book is all just Mosin coming in and then Mosin going out. That's like almost the only thing in there. Well, I mean that's not true. I actually had a bunch of various M1s and the K31. So K31 is still one of my absolute favorite bolt action rifles.
That is Jeff's favorites. He's a
I think I've only got 3 that are shootable, and then 2 or 3 barreled actions that I'm waiting to find some aftermarket stuff and put them in.
saying. He went through the Swiss.
Yeah, K31 Swiss are amazing rifles. I love them. I need to figure out how to mount one on the Humvee. That would be kind of weird but neat.
I'm sure you could make
Weird.
it happen. You probably have a bracket for it in the garage.
Oh no, here it goes. Somebody has a 3D printer. Somebody can make something.
I'm going to 3D print a K31 stock.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. Do that.
I am going to do that. Don't let me forget. I'm going to do that.
All right. Hey, Jeff.
And
Print you a K31 stock.
yeah, thank you. I do
That's as
appreciate
far as
it.
I'll remember it. After the show, I'll forget about it.
It may not happen for a few months because I got to get this truck done, but I am going to look up what I need to and figure out the geometry and learn how to use the CAD software well enough that I can make that. Maybe I can get someone at at one of the stock companies to send me the geometry.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sure
hey,
they'll set it right over.
No, who's the one that makes
Boys.
the laminated Boyd's? Boyd stopped making them. They were doing K31 stocks.
They had some nice ones. We saw a couple other companies at SHOT Show one time that they had all those like the K31s and all the weird. It wasn't Boyd's.
But I'm thinking since Boyd's doesn't sell them, that they might be willing to share that geometry with me.
Maybe.
Like, it's not like I'm competing with you. It's not like I'm not gonna buy one of yours
Right.
because you give me the geometry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make one of something you don't even sell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
try
not like
that.
they were angry. I gave them 3.5 stars on one of their stocks one time. I mean,
Bastards. They should. All
I'm
right.
sure they will.
Thanks again to our sponsor, Sylvan Arms, for
Yes.
making this show possible. For everyone who is still here with us, thank you so much. You have now exhausted an hour of your life that you're never going to get
Never
back.
getting it back.
And it was your choice. I'm not even going to apologize for it.
It's your
We'll be back
fault.
next week at 9 p.m. on the East Coast, enticing you to burn yet another hour of your life that you'll never get back. And until then,
Yes.
we'll see you at the